Oop, sorry. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is always such a delight to be able to welcome in this day of rest with you. I want to begin with a reading. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat, abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world on this day. On this day, Shabbat, abide. We are going to continue by bringing some light into our world. And I want to thank Brian and Terry for agreeing to light candles for us this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu ad ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you so much for leading us in that.
Thank you.
We offer you thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories, glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God.
Let us sing out to God a new song. Let us sing out to God a new song. Yai lai la lai la lai lai la lai, yai lai la lai la lai lai. La 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 la, yai la 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 la, yai la 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 la. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu, במה פניו ותודה, בזמירות נריע לו, בזמירות נריע לו. Let us sing out to God, sing out to God a new song. Let us sing out to God, sing out to God a new song. Lai lai la lai la lai lai la lai, lai lai la lai la lai lai, lai lai la lai la lai lai la lai lai, lai 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 lai, lai lai la lai la lai lai lai. Continue by singing a new song to God, all the earth. Earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru shiru Adonai, Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
As we prepare to welcome in the Sabbath bride, so too may we also welcome in one another. So I invite you to write in the chat to say Shabbat Shalom to a friend that you've known for a long time, perhaps someone who you've never had a chance to meet before, because in sacred community, we truly are so much better.
Yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala, yalla la 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 penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likrat kala. La 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 la, penei Shabbat, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor, bedibur echad, hishlianu el hamilchad. Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, l'shem ultiferet ve'letila. Lai lai lai, yalla la 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 lecha dodi, yalla la 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 likvat kala. Shabbat lechu v'nelecha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha מחשב התחילה יאי לי לי יאללה לה לה לי לך דודי יאללה לה לה לי לקראת כלה יאללה לה לה לי פני שבת שלום עטרת בלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה יאי לי לי יאללה לה לה לי לך דודי יאללה לה לה לי לקראת כלה יאללה לה לה לי פני שבת נקבלה יאללה לה לה לי לך דודי יאללה לה לה לי לקראת כלה יאללה לה לה לי פני שבת נקבלה.
Let's rise in body or in spirit as we turn to our call to worship the Baruch Hu.
Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie.
So we turn to the Ma'ariv Haravim prayer, a prayer that's all about thanking God for the beauty of our creation. And last week, when we looked at the Torah, when we began with the story from Bereshit, we talked about how the first covenant that God makes is not actually with us as human beings. It's actually with all living things. I know that all of us have watched with some trepidation hearing the news of the terrible oil spill off of Huntington Beach coast, killing birds, killing sea creatures of all kinds, with all of this oil that seeped into the water for far too long, and the disastrous effects that it's having. We know that our actions as human beings have an impact, and it is our duty to do our part to care for the world around us, because God's first covenant, after all, was not with us, but with the world at large, and it is our job as stewards to take care of it. This week, we are studying the text of Parashat Noah, the story of Noah and the great flood, and how Noah takes it upon himself to create this ark, saving the lives of so many people. I hope that in honor of Parashat Noah, we all will do our own pledge to try to take care of this beautiful world in which we live, so that as we say this prayer, Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God, we are also taking on ourselves the responsibility of being God's partner in creation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitzvuna meshene itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem v'rakia, kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom, umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzabaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Love Adonai with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Don't leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
You know, the Exodus and the story of Noah have much in common. After hardship and suffering, corruption and destruction, the water swelled and receded, a holy miracle that led the people to be free, a holy miracle that led to rebirth upon this earth. But when the Israelites were freed from Egypt, they erupted in the singing of Mi Chamocha. But for Noah, the celebration had another form, the rainbow that lit up the sky. The other day, I know there was a really strong storm on Monday, maybe it was, and we all perhaps looked up at the sky, or maybe you did like I did, looking for a rainbow, hoping for that light at the end of the storm. And we know that rainbows can have this powerful symbol of hope, a symbol of beauty, a symbol of joy. But more in this Torah portion, it has a symbol of the covenant, of God's sacred promise to care for us, just as we care for God. So perhaps it's time to offer a song for that rainbow as well.
What's in a rainbow that makes it so magical, linking the present to promises of old? Eyes seeking colors, hearts stretching far beyond the heavens, dreams not forgotten, memories unfold. Where there's a rainbow, we thank the Holy One, thinking of promises made long ago. So when we thank you and sing of your miracles, we know that the rainbow is a promise we make too. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zocher habrit ונאמן בבריתו וקיים במאמרו. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ושמור צאתנו ובואנו ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ושמור צאתנו ובואנו השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים
Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soil, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Let's turn to the prayers of our Amidah, and as we do so, we can celebrate the fact that we're in a new season where we thank God for the waters that come down.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim ve'Konei Hakol ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי.
We begin our Torah service, and we're going to be reading from Genesis chapter 11, starting with verse 1. It'll be up on the screen as well, but in case you have a Tanakh and you want to follow along in your own, you're welcome to do so. And Rabbi Catherine will be leading us in this blessing.
Baruchu et Adonai Hambarak.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen, amen. ויהי כל הארץ שפה אחת ודברים אחדים. ויהי בנשאם מקדם, וימצאו בקעה בארץ שינר, וישבו שם ויאמרו איש אל רעהו, הבה נלבנה לבנים ונשרפה לשרפה, ותהי להם הלבנה לאבן, והחמר היה להם לחומר. ויאמרו הבה נבנה לנו עיר ומגדל וראשו בשמיים, ונעשה לנו שם פן נפוץ על פני כל הארץ.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. You're muted, Rabbi.
Thought I hit that button. I guess I muted myself again. Sorry about that. It's not a service unless someone is on mute and doesn't realize it. So I'm glad I fulfilled that for everyone. No, that didn't work. Hold on one second. Almost there. There we go. So if you were following along in Tanakh, along with the English, you might have noticed, or along with the Hebrew, you might have noticed that the text that we're focusing on is actually not the story of Noah, but it's another story that happens in this week's Torah portion, which is the story of Babel. We learn that after the flood, all the earth had the same language and the same words, so that the people decided to come together to build a tower to the heavens, to make a name for themselves. Now, the rabbis say, of course, there's nothing wrong about a lofty goal, or why not aim for the stars? Many of the rabbis conclude that building was, in its own right, not a problem at all. Those are great things to strive for. The trouble ensued when they lost sight of their vision. In the story of Noah, despite the fact that those around him were mocking him for building an ark and made his life miserable, he was determined and steadfast enough to go ahead and build that ark anyway. And this characteristic in that case was commendable because he was doing something that was directed by God, something that would help to save lives. And in the story of Babel, the people maintained that same level of resoluteness. They put their all into building this high tower, no matter the consequences. One midrash teaches that many, many years passed in building the tower. It reached so great a height that it actually took a year to mount to the top. A brick was therefore more precious in the sight of the builders than a human being. If a man fell down and met his death, none took notice of it. But if a brick dropped, they wept because it would take a year to replace it. So intent were they upon accomplishing their purpose that they would not permit a pregnant woman to interrupt herself in her work of brickmaking when she went into labor. Molding bricks, she gave birth to her child, and tying it around her body in a sheet, she went on molding blocks. Now, when the people started building this tower, they had the best intentions in making it. But in doing so, they became so narrowly focused that they forgot that what was most important was not the tower, but the human beings suffering or falling around them. Sometimes, Rabbi Dan Moskowitz teaches, we forget that the measures of our day is not in how many bricks we lay, not in how many emails we answer, how many lunches we pack, or how many children we schlep, The measure of our day is whether each person we touch, including ourselves, feels valued as a person, a blessing and a gift from God in our lives. We want to do great things as a society and as individuals, but in order to do them, we must first remember what is most important, not the towers we build or the prestige we receive, but the people around us who we uplift and touch. May all of us find ways to bring those blessings into the world this week. And one way that we can do that, of course, is by thinking about people in our community, people in our hearts who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, or healing of spirit. So I want to invite everyone to write into the chat the names of anyone who might be in need of this blessing. And as we do that, I want to read out loud the names from our weekly email. Jackie Grossman and Helene Goldberg, Robin Gregson, Hannah McCulloch, Jennifer Harrison Gomez, Kathleen Gimblett, Scott Cohen, Richard Aber, Paige Montano, Beverly Alana Steinberg, Dublin Atwater, Israel Ben Yehudit, Joan Morris, Mark and Barbara Paul, Philip Ray, Iris Spector, Jerry Mednick, Norm Cantor, Susan Brooks, Irv Siegelman, Marty Cohen-Spiegel, Rebecca Rothstein, Leah Eliana Batester, Machalea Batester, Karen Lavoie, David Whitting, Beth Montano, Erwin Scher, Adina Batavraham Vakela, Eileen Edinger, Pam Moore, Janice Siroti, Rich Siroti, Emmett Paul, Marilyn Ponseji, Larry Ponseji, and Jack Silverberg. As we hold in our hearts everyone whose names are written, everyone who we're thinking about, let us together offer this healing prayer in hopes that we truly will find a full and restorative healing in the future.
Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor Abraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all of those who are in need, as we all say, Amen.
Amen. We continue with Aleinu.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were freed to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu leshabeach. It's time to live our praise. It's up to us to own the vision. We are an answer to a call. It's up to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Aleinu leshabeach. It's time to live our praise. Aleinu leshabeach. It's time to live our praise. V'anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad ushemo echad.
This happens to be the week that is Kathy Mayer's mother's yahrzeit. And so in honor of her mom, Kathy asked to lead us in this really beautiful reading. Thank you so much, Kathy, for honoring your mom that way.
Thank you, Rabbi. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. But if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. The psalmist said that in his affliction, he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as, in their higher moments, they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Today, we remember so many people upon our heart. We are remembering Harriet Edelson and Hildegard Behrman, Betty Bernard and Etka Brinstein, Jeremiah Blatt, Pearl Gladys Blatletz, Abraham Block, Aurora Shavari, Helen Citrin, Marilyn Dollinger, Harry Feldstein, Donald Frank, Harold Gassner, Patricia Gladson, Marcia Gold, Irving Harris, Marion Harvey, Ann Howitt, Albert Hutler, Jack Canaster, Leslie Kennedy, Stuart Kostick, Eve Lara, Fanny Lenzer, Minnie Lidinsky, Anina Lewis, Audrey Misner, Rhea Pellman, Sydney Pollack, Sophia Ryder, Julian Rosen, Bertha Rosenman, Ray Rudell, Fanny Sampson, Florence Schaefer, Hilda Shaffrin, Sophie Schulman, Ray Shapiro, Mel Shulkin, Solomon Seaman, Esther Spector, Jack Stearns, Joseph Thornton, Anne Youssef, Gilbert Villanueva, Catherine Zugsmith, and George Zugsmith. And I invite you to write into the chat anyone else who we are remembering. Of course, we're thinking about Angie Harrison in the period of Shloshim, Brenda Sunshine, Judith Summerstein, Joyce Fishman-Klein, Evelyn Grathis, Clarence Tabita. In memory of all of them and everyone else whose names we hold in our hearts, let us join together in offering the Mourner's Kaddish prayer. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, v'almad yivrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, Bagala Bizman Kariv Vimru Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabba Mivrach Leolam Olamei Almaya. Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yanaseh. V'yithadar V'yithalev V'yithalal Shmei Dekudasha Barichu. Le'elam Min Kol Birchata V'shirata. Tush B'chata V'nechlamata. Damiram V'alma V'imru Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yoshvei Tevel.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. But before you go, I am so grateful to you, Bob, for being our greeter tonight and for offering some announcements with pizzazz. So, Bob, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Cassi. What a great honor to be among all of you this evening and to be with such joy as we gather together this evening. So a couple of announcements from the board of directors of Temple Beth El is we got two events happening this weekend. And the first, I'm going to give you a hint. Howlett, Ernie Howlett Park. Yes, it's the blessing on our pets. And I can't think of anything better than to bring our dogs and to howl with Rabbi Cassi and just have a great time. Ernie Howlett Park. And I believe that event starts at 10 a.m., 10 to 11, and it's a blessing of our pets. And obviously, along with Rabbi's readings tonight, it's in honor of our readings about Noah. So bring your pets. But wait, there is more. We also want to remind everyone that if you haven't done it yet, there's still time to sign up for the Introduction to Judaism. I'm doing it. Some of the people on this Zoom are doing it. And everyone that's cool is learning more about what it means to be a Jew and expressing what it is. And most of all, I think it's just going to be cool to have a study with Rabbi Cassi and get to know her better. She's doing something technologically really cool. She has something called an owl camera, an owl like hoot, hoot, hoot. This owl camera sits in the middle of the table for the people that come in, and it automatically pivots and turns to whoever is speaking. So the people who come in person to study at the synagogue are as connected to the people at home at Zoom. So we can all be on screens and be together at one time. And Rabbi Cassi, thank you for that innovation and commitment to continue to make us feel so warm and together. Special thanks tonight go to Brian and Terry Sunshine, who led us in the lighting of the candles. Thank you so much for doing that. It's so appropriate as sun shines. Oh my God, do you always get talked about for being a sunshine? Always. There's endless jokes. Ilan, you can't sing this time. The beginning, he was singing Sunshine Songs. We also want to thank Rabbi Catherine Mummert for her very kind words. And Kathy Mayer, you led such a beautiful verse in memory of your mother. I want to give you such a hug. You should only know from this kind of a hug. And so to everyone else, thank you so much for letting me say hello and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Bob. And thank you to everyone here. And for the record, I think everyone here is cool, whether you take the class or not. But of course, everyone is welcome. I hope that you stay around. If you haven't eaten dinner yet, that's okay. Grab your food and come. We're going to go into breakout rooms so we can make new friends and catch up with old ones. So